Hello students, so let's see a question on approximate method for analysis of building frames. So here we are going to analyze a frame using portal method. Okay, so let's see a question. So this is a question. A figure shows wind loads transferred to joints A, D and G. Okay, so you can see a frame where wind loads, the lateral forces, portal method and cantilever method, they are especially for the horizontal forces, and the horizontal forces can be wind load or even can be a seismic load. Okay, so horizontal forces, even seismic load are considered as lateral loads. Okay, because they shake the building in this direction. So there is a shaking happens in this way. So that is a lateral force or even wind load. So in this particular case, the joint A, D and G, they are having a load of 12 kilonewton, 24 kilonewton and 24 kilonewton in horizontal direction respectively. Okay? So we have to analyze this particular frame by portal method. Now there are some assumptions, okay, and there are some important points that here this the middle columns, okay, middle columns, it will carry double the force. Okay, so suppose P3, let's consider P1, P2, P3. So every story, let's call those forces as P1, P2 and P3. Okay, and the end forces, that is P1, P2, P3. So whatever in the intermediate columns, the forces will be double of it. Okay, so let us consider the horizontal shear taken by exterior columns, that is P1, P2, P3. Okay, so they are the forces, shear forces. Hence, according to the assumption made in this method, the horizontal shears in interior, top, middle and bottom stories are 2P3, 2P1 and 2P2. Okay, now let us first calculate how much is this P1, P2 and P3. So how do we calculate that? So let us consider horizontal sections through the middle of the columns in each of the story. So when you consider, let's consider the third story. So let us consider the what are the shear forces over there. So P3 plus 2P3 plus P3, and this whole forces, that is equal to what load is acting here? 12 kilonewton. Okay, so P3 plus 2P3 plus P3 is equal to 12 kilonewton. So with this we get the answer as P3 equals to 3 kilonewton. Okay, so 1 plus 2 plus 1, so 4P3 is equal to 12, so P3 equals to 3 kilonewton. Then there is a second story, so P2 plus 2P2 plus P2. So here in this case it is 4P2 is equal to, again we have to take both the loads now, 24 plus 12. Okay, so that is a 36 kilonewton. So P2 we get it as 9 kilonewton. Now at this case P1 plus 2P1 plus P1, so in this 4P1 equals to 12 plus 24 plus 24. So we have to add all the forces here. Okay, because when we are at ground story, I mean at this ground story, so here all above loads will get added. So we have to add all the forces over there. So we, in this case, we get the P1 as 15 kilonewton. So now we have the values. So if someone asks you, okay, what is that shear at GJ? So that is 15 kilonewton. What is the shear at HK? That is 2 into 15, that is 30 kilonewton. So similarly, now we have all the forces, okay, horizontal shears. So before we go to the next part of the problem, let's see what are the steps. Okay, what are the steps to calculate for the calculation of this particular problem. Okay, so the steps to solve this problem. So step number 1 is to calculate. We are going to calculate shear, column shear. We are going to calculate column shear. Then we are going to calculate column moment. Calculate column moments. Then we are going to calculate beam moments. Beam moments. Then we will be calculating beam shear. Then we will calculate axial shear force. Calculate axial shear force, and then we will be drawing bending moment diagram. Okay, so six step problem. This is draw bending moment diagram. Okay, now here this is the same frame we have drawn here. So what answers we got till now? Okay, so we know that P of Gj, P of Li, and this is Hk. So we know the forces. What are the forces? So we can write that P of Gj or Jg, if you write it's one and the same, or P of Li is equal to, it's a P1, right? So that is 15 kilonewton. Then P of Hk, so the middle interior one, it is 2 of P1. So that value is 30 kilonewton. Then there is P of Gd, P of Fi is equal to P2, and that value is 9 kilonewton. Then P of Eh is equal to 2 into P2, so that is 18 kilonewton. Then P of dA is equal to P of Cf, dA and Cf. So this is P3, so P3, and that is 3 kilonewton. Okay, and then finally P of Eb. P of Eb is nothing but 2 into P3. So that is 6 kilonewton, because P3 is 3 kilonewton we know. So these are the values we have calculated. Then next calculate. So these are the column shear values we know. Now let us calculate column moments. Let us calculate column moments. So let me just, for our reference, better to keep this diagram in front of us. Okay, so step 2 is to calculate column moment. So what is the formula for that? Column moment is nothing but load into L by 2. Okay, P into L by 2. So let us start with the bottom story. Okay, let's start with this. So for this first story, so at bottom story, so M of Jg, how we will calculate? M of Jg is equal to P of Jg into L by Ljg by 2. Okay, so we'll see what is the force over here in this case. So what is P of Jg? So P of Jg we have calculated as 15 kilonewton. Okay, Jg. So P of Jg is 15 kilonewton. So P of Jg into length divided by 2. Okay, so we are same formula we are writing here. So that is 15 into 4 by 2. So this gives us answer 30 kilonewton meter. Then let us find out what is M of Hk. Okay, so this will be different answer. And again M of Il. So students, M of Jg. So what answer we have? P of Jg and P of Il. Okay, they are the same answer. So P of Jg and P of Il will be same. So we can simply write it here, which is equal to M of Il. Okay, same answer we'll get here. Now M of Hk is equal to P of Hk into L of Hk by 2. So here 30 into 4 by 2. So this answer will get it as 60 kilonewton meter. Okay, this is 4 by 2 because the height is 4 meter. Okay, so that's why this length of the column we are considering. So this is our bottom story. Now let's see a middle story. So first story, at first story. So for first story, M of Gd. So M of Gd is equal to, again same formula, M equals to P into L by 2. So M of Gd equals to P of Gd into L of Gd by 2. So M of Gd, again it will be the same answer like M of Fi. You know, this column is also same. So is equal to, length is same, so we can P of GD, or you may write P of FI into L of GD by 2, or you can write L of Fi by 2. So this answer, our GD value is 9 kilonewton here, 9 into 4 by 2. So any doubt if you feel, just go back and see GD value what we got, that is 9 kilonewton. Okay, that is nothing but P2. So 9 kilonewton. So here our answer is 18 kilonewton meter. Okay, now the internal column. So this column is M of EH is equal to P of EH into L of EH by 2. So what is P of EH? It is 18. So 18 into 4 by 2. So this is 36 kilonewton meter. Okay, now let's go to the second story. So for second story, now what are the members? AD and CF will have, AD and CF is there, so same answer, and B will have the other answer. So M of AD is equal to M of CF is equal to P of AD, or I can write P of CF into L of AD by 2. So P of AD is 3, height of column is 4. So M of BE is equal to P of BE into L of BE by 2. So P of BE is 6, again 4 by 2. So here 12 kilonewton meter. Okay, so we are done with the second step, that is calculate column moment. So we are done with the column moments. Now let's move to the third step. So here calculate B moment. Calculate B moment. So how do we calculate B moment? So just see, we have a joint G, we have a joint D and joint A. Okay, so with this we will be able to calculate what is the moment at, and for G joint what is the moment GH, then DE and AB. Okay, so these are the moments we can easily calculate. Now what we want, I want you to understand, at joint D, M of GJ plus M of GD is equal to M of GH. Okay, so at joint D, at joint G, M of, we can write M of GJ plus M of GD is equal to M of GH. Now how much is the moment M of GJ? So it is 30 kilonewton. Okay, just now we have calculated. So GJ, if you want to verify, GJ moment is 30 kilonewton meter. Okay, so 30 plus what is the GD moment? GD moment is 18. So with this we got M of GH. Okay, so M of GH is equal to 48 kilonewton. 48 kilonewton meter. Now at point G. Now let's see at point D. At point or at joint D. So what we can write? M of DG plus M of DA is equal to M of DE. Okay. So M of DE is equal to, how much is DG? DG is 18 plus DA is 6. This all we have calculated before. So we get it as 24 kilonewton. Now let's see at joint A. So at joint A, we can write the equation as M of AD is equal to M of AB. And this value we have as 6 kilonewton meter. 6 kilonewton meter. Okay. Now we have done with GDA. Similarly, I, F and C. Okay, so we will have the similar answers because of the symmetry and the answers we got. Okay, so here M of DE will be equal to M of EF. Right? When you consider the point F, So what will be the moment here? M of CE plus M of FI is equal to M of EF. Okay, so these values are same. So finally our these values will also be same. Okay, so M of EF will be equal to M of DE, and then M of GH will be equal to M of HI. So we can simply write it M of HI or IH. Then there is a at joint C. CF is equal to BC. Okay, so the value here M of CF equal to M of CB is equal to 6 kilonewton meter. Okay, the procedure remains same. So this is for the joint ICF. So we have done with all the answers. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So we have calculated all the beam moments over here. Now we need to find out what is the beam shear. Okay, so step number 4 is to calculate beam shear. So beam shear, the way we have to find out, that is M of GH is equal to M of GH equals to M of HI. M of HI is equal to M of GH divided by L of GH by 2. Okay, so when we want to calculate what is the beam shear, so we can write that M of GH equals to M of HI equals to M of GH by L of GH by 2. So what is the M of GH value? M of GH value is 48 kilonewton meter. So we have to divide this moment, that is 48, and L of GH is 6 meter. So 6 by 2. So our answer is 16 kilonewton meter. Okay, so here this is the beam shear. So calculate beam shear. So we have used use this relation here because these two values are similar. So the beam shear will be, actually I should have written here, beam shear is equal to this. Okay, so this is the value over there. Now let's see what is the beam shear at DE and EF. So basically this is beam shear at GH and HI. So let me write it properly. Beam shear at GH and HI. Okay, so this is the value. So here M of GH or M of HI is same. Now let's see what is beam shear at DE and EF. Beam shear at DE and EF. So beam shear at DE and EF. Now we know the moment value M of DE and EF is same here. Okay, so we can write the formula that M of DE divided by, as the good thing that length is also same. So L of DE divided by 2. So our answer is 24 divided by 6 by 2. So it is 8 kilonewton meter. Okay, so after this again beam shear at the top beam AB and BC. Okay, so here it is equal to M of AB divided by L of AB by 2. So what is M of AB? That is 6. 6 divided by 2. So we get the answer as 2 kilonewton meter. So we are done with the step number 4 as well. Okay, now let's move to the step number 5. So calculation of axial forces we need to do in this case. So for the calculation of axial forces, we need to separate this frame into beams. So let me just check if I can rub it and separate it. Okay, so this is the forces are beam shear forces are 2 kilonewton meter 8 kilonewton meter and 16 kilonewton meter. Okay, so simply write them down here. The forces here, they are 2, 2, 2, 8, 8, 16, 16. Okay, and the force over here, now we have to find out what is the axial force. Okay, so let's see axial force. Let's see a member AD. So AD, what is the force in AD? Okay, so AD force will be equal to AB. So how much it will be, how much I should write? So AB is having a 2 kilonewton force. So AD will also have the 2 kilonewton force. So that is a 2 kilonewton force. Then let's see DG. DG is equal to, now it will be, this 2 kilonewton is already there, and plus 10 will get added. So 2, okay, 2 plus 8, so 10. So here 2 plus 8. So at DG it will be total 10 kilonewton force. Okay. Now see the force in GJ. So GJ, okay, GJ force. So here the upper 2 will also get added. So here 2 plus 8, 2 plus 8, 10 plus 16. That is 26 kilonewton force will be there in GJ member. Okay. Now let's see CF, the other part. CF, Fi and Li. So similar forces will be here also. So the way we have written for AD, DG and GF, similarly we'll write for CF as well. So it is CF is equal to CB, that is 2 kilonewton. Then there is Fi is equal to EF is equal to 2 plus 8 equals to 10 kilonewton. Okay, the middle one, this and this equal to this plus the upper force. Then there is a member, after Fi there is a member Li. So Li will again, all these two, this will get added, the 10 plus 16. So 26 kilonewton force will be there over here. Okay students, now the middle members. Okay, so middle members are BE, EH and HK. So BE, how much will be the force over here? Okay, so for interior we need to subtract. Okay, so the how we are going to subtract? So the total force here 2 minus, it will be 2 minus 2. Okay, so we will subtract the same force here. So 2 minus 2, 0, and here at EH again it will be 8 minus 8, it will be 0, and HK will also be 16 minus 16 will be 0 at this particular point. Okay, so axial force, there won't be any axial force in the interior members of BE, EH and HK. Okay, so this is the all calculations. So step number 5 we have completed. Now let's calculate the bending moment diagram. Okay, so whatever till now calculations we got, we have to plot it and we have to draw a bending moment diagram. I'm just drawing frame over here only. So this is our step number 6. Okay, bending moment diagram. Now we have 2 floors, 3 floors. Okay, 1, 2, 3 floors. So and this end is, the ends are fixed. Okay, now let's see all the forces, what all forces are there. So let me label the frame. It is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Okay, so students, for what are the forces at AD? Okay, so column forces we know it is 6 here, 6, and here it is 24, then it is 48. Okay, so just go back, see the forces. So what are the forces we are going to plot over here? So it is for AD, BG and GJ. Okay, so here see the column moments. Okay, so at bottom column moments are 30 and 60 kilonewton. Okay, so here at these 2 points GJ and HK, okay, this is 60, this is 30, 30. Now when you go to first story, then it is 18 and 36. Okay, here it is 18, here it is 36, and then at AD and CF it is 6, and here it is 12. Okay, so we will be plotting the column moments over here, and then we are going to the B moment. So first let us plot the column moments. Okay, so remember these values, we are going to plot it here. It is 30, 60, 30, then it is 18, 36, 18, then here it is 6, 12, 6. Okay, so these are the column moments we will be plotting, and then after that we will be plotting the B moments. So what are the B moments? B moments are, for we can see here, for B moments are that is 6 and 12. Okay, here we got the 6 and 12 moments. So we will be plotting the 6 moment, and then we'll be also plotting the 12 moment. So beam shear we got at one place, we got it as 8 kilonewton meter, then 2 kilonewton meter, and then 16 kilonewton meter. So at this so we have the values over here, that is, so whenever we are at the middle of it, okay, so remember this value 24 kilonewton we are going to plot, 6 kilonewton, and then we will be plotting the 48 kilonewton. Okay, so these are the values for the so bottom. Remember the B moment will be 48, here it is 24, and here it is 6. Okay, so let's now finally plot all the values. So first column moment, so it is 48, 24. This moment is for the column, sorry, it is 30 kilonewton meter, and it is 18 kilonewton meter and 6 kilonewton meter. So just go back or keep the table with you so that there won't be any confusion. So this is 30, this is 30, then this is 18, okay, and this is 6. So this is this column moment. Then here in this it is this value is 60, and then 36 and 12. So this is 60, then there is a 36, then there is a 12. Then here this is again 6 kilonewton, then there is a 18, and then 30. This is 30 kilonewton meter. It's better to write down so that you don't forget it and no confusion. 18 kilonewton meter, and this is 6 kilonewton meter. Similarly, this is also 6, this is 18, this is 36, right? Both side values are same. And the middle values are, they are 12 kilonewton meter, this is 36 kilonewton meter, and this is 60 kilonewton meter. Okay, so these are those values. Now let's plot the beam moments. So beam moments are, so there is again a 6 kilonewton moment is there, and then there is a 12 kilonewton, so double of it, like we said. Then here there is a 24 kilonewton moment, 24 kilonewton, and then it's a, at this it is double, so it is 48 kilonewton moment. Okay, the beam moment we are doing, and then there is again 48 here at the bottom. This is 48 kilonewton moment. This is also 48 kilonewton moment. So these values, the beam moments are This is 6 kilonewton meter. Okay, and this is 12 kilonewton meter. This is 24 kilonewton meter. This is 24 kilonewton meter. And this is 48 kilonewton meter. This is also 48 kilonewton meter. Okay. So this is our final bending moment diagram. So students, this is little lengthy, but it's easy to do. Okay, lengthy, but you have to go step by step, then it is a easy problem. So thanks for listening to this class. Thank you so much.